What's going on, guys? So we are in downtown stores right now, and this just looks so clean. What's going on, guys? It's Jaden
and Carter
from East Coast Garage, and today we're going to be installing something that we sell on our online store, the Superior Stopping Kit. Information onto the online store, you guys are going to see the Superior Stopping Kit that fits your car.
Each kit comes with the option to select between multiple different types of slotted rotors, and drilled and slotted rotors.
You guys are also going to get to select any possible color plating you want on your rotors. We decided to go with the Duplicolor blue because it's the exact same color we're going to paint our calipers in the near future. Most commonly, people like to color match the rotors to their car. So if you actually give us the paint code, we're more than likely going to be able to get the color of your choice. So in each Superior Stopping Kit, you're also going to have the selection between semi-metallic and ceramic pads. The ceramic is a little bit of an upcharge, but it's not drastic. So lastly, included in every kit, you guys are going to get one mystery item. This mystery item is going to range from air fresheners, car care products, foam cannons, LED lighting kits, tons of products that we're giving away every day. So we actually teamed up with Sunset Stance and SP Performance to get this kit out to you guys. So in front of us today, we have the Superior Stopping Kit, which fits the 2014 BMW 535i xDrive. You guys can use this to determine how to put on regular rotors. It doesn't matter if it's a Superior Stopping Kit or not. This tutorial should be suitable for most BMWs of this generation. I hope you guys really like this video, and yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so we just took this clamp off. Basically when it's in here, you're just going to pry up right about here, and it'll just pry this out of this little crevice right there. So once that's off, we can go to the back side and start taking off the bolts.
Alright guys, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is take off this rubber cap on the back side of your caliper. Underneath this you will find a size 7 hex head bolt.
So next we're going to take the 18 millimeters off on the back there to one right here. That's a fully compressed piston. Now I can start to reassemble the caliper. So now we're just going to tighten these brackets to about hand tight. So now we'll just tighten these up. Unlike most cars I've worked on, BMW does not include hardware on their front calipers. I'm pretty sure on the backs they do. So I just like to make sure I get the pads where they're going to be touching the caliper. I might grease them up a decent amount. Alright, so when you guys look at pads, one has this little clip back here, this one does not have the third clip. So this is the one that's going to go inside the piston, and this one's going to be the one that goes on the outside, like over here. So we're going to put them into the part of the caliper that's not on yet, and then we'll put the entire assembly onto this bracket right here. So now that we have both of the pads back in, and start to reassemble the whole caliper assembly. So everything should fit on pretty nice and snug. So first thing we want to do is put back in these hex heads. So this is pretty tight. The only last step is to get this back in. I'm going to get it under this part of the caliper right here, and then it should meet right there, like that. Then while holding this side, you want to get this under this part down here. And you can push in. The other side came up. It's a little bit of a game sometimes. It's not the most fun.
Once you do it, it gets better each time. So if you hold pressure while pulling up, this should stay right there, hopefully. And we should be able to push that in. So you just want to make sure this clamp is secure in there. It's looking pretty good. Alright guys, so this is all back together, so we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and then we'll get to the rears for you guys. Alright guys, so we went to the back caliper, and we want to first remove this line, get out of our way. So we're just going to pull it out of these little sleeves, like that. So now we're going to use a 13 mil to get off this bolt and the bolt underneath. So next we're just going to put some vice grips on this guy. If you have a thinner 15 millimeter wrench, that could also work. So that's the 13 millimeter. I suppose you could also use a Torx. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom. So now that we have both of those bolts out, this guy should pop out pretty easily. I need to push this in to get it past. Now we just want to fully disconnect the pad sensor. So this sensor goes in just like that and sits in there. So you're just going to take that out, or we can reuse this one. Sometimes after time, these sensors cut and break, like right here. So you guys might need to order a new one. It's pretty easy to install. So really just follow the line. There's a box up here, you're gonna unplug it and it just connects to the sensor. So now we can crack both of the pads out. These guys are okay, they're not too bad. An extension and 18 mil to get off these back bolts. So this is the 18 on the back. Now we can do the one on the bottom. So this is the other bolt. So once you get that one out, this whole bracket can just come off. And then you guys can take out this hardware. There is hardware on the back, but there's not on the front. So you don't cut up your hands, I recommend just using a pry tool. It'll pop out a lot easier. There's one. There's two. Jaden, let me get it better, but just don't hit the camera or anything.
Oh. Allen key hole right on the bottom, or Allen bolt. I'm tying it down. So this is a piston compressor key. The gist of it is you put it in the piston in the grooves. There's a bunch of different ones on it for different calipers. Some of them are different. And you turn it clockwise. Just like, it's gonna be a little bit hard. You have to apply pressure and turn it at the same time and try to have it not fall out. Dude, this is such a fucking pain in the ass. And then you just turn it. It's gonna take quite a few turns. Alright, so got the piston about halfway compressed. What you're gonna wanna do is compress it all the way till it stops spinning. Shouldn't be that much longer. Alright, so right now, as you see, it's not really spinning that much anymore. Got a lot more stiff. So that means it's fully compressed. So you're all good. Alright guys, so now we're going to tighten the two 18mm bolts on the caliper bracket.
So unfortunately, our rear pads have not come in yet, which we did not realize. So we're actually going to be reinstalling the old pads for now. And then tomorrow we'll be putting the new pads on. So this is the same process as if you were to have brand new pads. So it's not really that big of a deal. These pads are pretty new still. So we're gonna reinstall that pad there. We need to make sure we put plenty of grease on it. So we're gonna reinstall the hardware. We should be getting new hardware tomorrow too. So I highly recommend using the new hardware. So that guy's greased up nice. So now we can just put that. Make sure they're together as possible. When you have new pads, that's when you want to make sure the piston is compressed so that it fits on flush. Make sure your lines aren't messed up in any way. Just make sure that you guys push this in. Kinda gotta do it on both. You push this guy back on like that. There we go. So now we can take the bolts. These are 13 millimeters, and we're just gonna toss them back in. Alright guys, so as you can tell, this guy moves right now. So what we're gonna go do is turn the car on and just press the brakes a few times so that it tightens this guy up. Alright guys, so that's how we change our brakes. So we're just gonna put the tires back on, and then tomorrow we're gonna change our brake pads. Alright guys, so this is what the final product is looking like. It's been a few days. The blue part of the rotor is worn off, but as you can see, the hub's still blue, and now we have our calipers matching the exact same blue color. It only takes about like 20 miles to get the fronts off and probably about 50 miles to get the rears off, and then there'll be this nice smooth surface. So you guys don't gotta worry about that blue plating staying on for long. And yeah, that's about it.